What's up, you piece of shit, no good motherfucking Tekken players? Did you miss me? Probably not. Did I miss you? Not even a little. Alright, let's get straight to the fucking point. I've been wanting to make this video for like ever, but I've had like shit come up. Like my goddaughter got sick at work, so I got her a couple of days. There's a drawing I wanted to finish and made a video about it. Just a lot of shit came up, but I'm just going to be straight up. When I got content for Tekken, I'll make it. But kind of like Eris does like different videos for like video games and shit like that, and then post Tekken stuff. I got other shit I want to do on my YouTube channel, but when I got Tekken shit, I'll make it. But to let you know that this video, and right now I have a fucking goal and a purpose in mind. I am having fun making these videos, but after I reach my goal, or even if I do or don't reach that goal, then maybe we could get on to some like some of the fun shit. Like I'll probably do a video with some more Kazuya pointers and like strategy stuff that people fucking can use. But let's get to the fucking point. All right, like when I was in the Marine Corps and I got corporate, when I became corporal, we were in the I was at Camp Lejeune. We were in the rear. We were getting ready to go overseas, but because we were in the rear, they made me go take a manager's course. When I got, I mean that it wasn't mandatory, but since I was in the rear, they're like, "Molinax, you just got corporate, a corporal. Go take a manager's course for the whole day." I was like, fine, fuck it, I'll do it. Then right before I got out, I got sergeant. And they made me take it again. I was like, I already took this stupid fucking course. They were like, "I don't care, go take it again." All right. But I took the fucking course twice in the Marine Corps, and then I had to take it when I came into the workforce. Like, I was at like a couple different jobs, and they were like, "Jeremy, we're going to send you today for a manager course." And I didn't say nothing that time. I was like, "Oh, great." But here's the thing. Fuck. Oh, God. Sorry about that. I turned my ringer off. Okay, so here's the thing about taking that course. Never thinking I would actually fucking need it for like something like Tekken, but when I took the manager's course, they taught me in the manager's course they taught business, and they used different examples of how businesses work. Now the thing about it is, I will not compare Tekken to other fighting games. You just can't fucking do it because it's so different. All other fighting games, from freaking Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat to, I mean, whatever. They're like playing checkers, except for maybe Smash Brothers. That's like playing Dumb Wars. But Tekken is like chess. It's completely different. We're not going to compare it to that. There's no fucking reason to do that. And I know Namco would be like, well, this is uncharted territory. No. What they did in those managers courses, they took one example. Like, for example, we're going to do car dealerships. They would take the format of a business of a car dealership and show how it worked across the board with all other businesses. For a quick example, I'll show you. Like, one of the things they taught us in that is like, for a car dealership, one of the least sold cars on a car dealership is a sports car, and usually they don't even make money because usually they're expensive to make. And you don't sell many of them. But here's the thing. It's one of the most important cars on the lot. It's one of the least sold. They hardly make money, but one of the most important. Why is it one of the most important? Because it solidifies the name brand. Kind of like I used to be a personal trainer. I was training this girl, and she comes in one day, and she's like, "My dad just bought a Porsche." I was like, "Oh, that's fucking cool." And I knew her dad, and he came in later when I was trainer. He's like, "Jeremy, I just bought a Porsche. You got to come see it. I'm so excited." I was like, "Man, that's fucking cool. Let's go see it." And when we're walking out the parking lot, I'm thinking like, Porsche 911. But what it was actually a Porsche SUV. But because that was the sports car, the Porsche 911, is I'm looking at, even though it's an SUV, I'm thinking 911. So I'm relating that to it. And kind of like Audi. When Audi had the R8 come out, that car is fucking badass. Now when you see the Audi symbol, you relate it, and that's what they were saying. Kind of like, and relating to Tekken, like, Lei is a very, Lei is one of those characters that isn't used much. But he's like, he's part of the identity of Tekken. Like one of the guys in my group, his name's Elliot. He's been a Lei main since Lei came out, and I gotta be honest, the dude probably right under my brother on Tekken Night is probably my most consistent competition on Tekken Night. The other guys have some good days and stuff like that, but he's probably one of the most consistent. But he didn't have hardly any interest in Tekken. He was using Paul and Heihachi, but he didn't have much interest until Lei came out, and now he's fucking all hyped. And not only did he pick up his Lei, but he's trying out other characters. But that's an example of somebody who's small. But if you know Elliot, you would know why he picks that character. It fits him and stuff like that. That's an example, like a small sports car. But what we're going to do, we're going to jump right the fuck into this so I could show you comparisons. We could look at it the way Namco looked at it, and I understand their thought process on some of the things they did. It's just, we need to look at this so we can be objective and then see what they decided, but what would be the best decision and where to get the game where it should be the most. And the way we're going to fucking do that is I've already touched on this before, but we're going to look at two of the sports cars in Tekken side by side. So we're going to look at Tekken like it's a Dodge dealership, okay? But two of the sports cars, we're going to look at Kazuya and Jin. But what I want to do, I've touched on this before, is how similar these characters are. But I want to show you side by side these guys' moves, and we're just going to quickly go through their moves list and show them side by side so you can see how fucking ridiculously similar these characters are with their moves. Watch this. In your head.
And slowly, charges slowly take up. Under violence, cause such silence. Who are we mistaken? Oh, you see, it's not me, it's not my family. In your head, they are fighting with their hands.
Yeah, so like when I played Tekken 4 story mode, and Jin was like, I'm changing my fighting style. Then I actually played him. I was like, all right, Jin, whatever you say. The only difference that I noticed in Tekken 4 Jin is, I was like, your hook foots doesn't launch, and you don't have Family Circus. Other than that, I was just like, bro, if you say so. But I want to give you all, if y'all weren't paying attention, I want to give you this quick tip because I don't see any other Kazuya players doing this. Again, I'll make a separate video of some very underused tools of Kazuya that are fucking badass that Kazuya players can start using immediately. But like Kazuya's long range game is fucking boss, and nobody's even scratching the surface. And I've been using this for a bit, and its shit is fun. Y'all can pick this up immediately. Like again, learning from. Hold on. All right, like with Jin. Right, he's got this for good long range, right? Again, Kazuya players, you can learn from this shit because what you don't understand is this motherfucker right here is insane. Look at the fucking range on this thing. This is about full fucking screen, and it's a medium. Between that and this, you have some of the best long range tools in the game. Between that and like, the Oki on this, when it hits counter hit, is just absurd. And again, this, oops, motherfucker. Right there, between these three moves, especially these two, you have an amazing long-range game. Long-range safe poke. Start using that immediately. Again, I have some other, some really cool fucking tricks with Kazuya I'll show, but y'all can pick that up immediately. But moving on, let's get back to the point at hand. I just wanted to show y'all that. I'll make another video. Okay, now that we've got our sports cards going on, and I want to use a Dodge dealership because for the last year I've been thinking about getting a Challenger. I'm pretty much sold on it in the last like month or so. So I'll probably be getting one hopefully in the next couple of months. If I do, I'll definitely like post that because I'm looking forward to it. But it's a good comparison because not only that, but Eris actually has a Charger, and that's cool because we can now show the similarities and differences between the cars and two different Tekken players that have a lot of common and a lot of differences. But just like these two, we'll look at them like a car dealership. But let's just say, okay, you go to a Dodge dealership and you say you want a Hellcat. Well, you're going to have to be specific of which one you want. Do you want a Challenger or you want a Charger, right? So we got the Challenger and we got a Charger. Now, the thing about these, they're both Hellcats. They're both powerful, but they both, you know, you got a 2-door and you got the 4-door version. That's basically it. But under the hood, they basically, you know, they're both, I think they got the same engines or whatnot, but they're both powerful, respected cars. It's just preference of what you want. But under the hood, basically, they got the same things, right? Okay, so now, it's just, basically, it just ends up being what preference do you want? Do you want 2-door and this look, or do you want 4-door and that look? But under the hood, you're getting about the same thing. It's just preference, right? No difference here. Absolutely none. But now let's look at it from a business aspect and how Namco decided to do the Season 3, but we're going to do a comparison using these cars. So, okay, let's just say, for the sake of argument, that we're in Season 2 of a dealership. Now, let's just say that these owners of these cars are content with what they have. But the people who own these, they're missing some stuff. And instead of saying, hey, I need this stuff for here, they start complaining. They start complaining that they don't have this stuff, and they start looking at other cars and vehicles and stuff like that and saying, hey, we don't have that stuff. What's going on here? Now, the corporate will look at that and they'll be like, listen, we want to revamp this, but we want everybody happy. Now, these guys are complaining because they don't have enough stuff. We want to add some stuff to this one, but we don't want to piss these guys off more if we add stuff to this. So how do we go about this? So they're like, okay, let's brainstorm. I have an idea. What we'll do is we'll give These guys, more horsepower. But what we'll do with this car is we'll take out a little bit of the horsepower, but update the dashboard, because that's what we want to do. And so, like, let's say hypothetically, they're able to, with a click of the button, and without these owners' permission, one day everybody who owns one of these cars comes out and they're missing some horsepower, but their dash is upgraded. All right? And then these guys come out and they have a little bit of horsepower, but they don't have an updated dash. So how do you think these customers are going to feel? Both parties have now not gotten what they want. But the mindset is they're thinking we're trying to make this even for everybody. But they went about it wrong, right? Because the owners of these cars got horsepower taken away. And the owners of these cars know that these people were complaining about some of the things they didn't have. So, how do you think these guys feel now? And how do you think these guys feel when all they got was a little bit of horsepower but no updated dash? These guys got an updated dash and lost a little bit of horsepower. Now nobody's happy. Because who have you really put a bitter taste? You put a bitter taste in not just one. You put a bitter taste in a bunch of your customers. Again, here's the character usage chart. Here's all the Jin players. Thousands of them that now have a bitter taste in their mouth. Here's all the Kazuya players that still do not have what they need. So both these parties are still unsatisfied and not where they need to be. These have been brought down and it's been shifted around too much. Now the Kazuya players do have a right to ask for things that they don't have, and I understand that because those Kazuya players, because once you start going through these lists, you will start to see. We saw all the similarities, but if you start going through the list of Jin and Kazuya, you will see that there is a glaring difference when you start going down that move list, that Kazuya, doesn't have enough pokes. Okay? Now, that's where he should have been upgraded at, right? And they need it. But both of the, now, thousands upon thousands of these customers are now unsatisfied. Because, okay, so basically what happened is, in Season 3, which I understand the mindset. I get it. I understand the mindset. But in Season 3, he got completely revamped, and he only got one move. And both of their new moves do the exact same thing. Make combos easy, they extend it, do bigger wall carrier, and do a bit more damage. You guys wanted to do that. But he also got, his wall bounce, which is awesome. And by the way, that was brilliant. Whoever had the idea of revamping Season 3's wall bounce, I looked it over. That was brilliant. Whoever did that was brilliant, because you guys wanted that incremented into the game, and the way you did it was extremely intelligent. You made useful moves to implement that in the game, and I mean, I kind of marvel at how brilliant that was redone. But that was also something that we didn't ask for. That's something you wanted to do. Now, you could have added that. Now, he got one move and he got revamped. But let's look at this about a way that it should have been done, because the car dealership did it right. Okay, so these cars are extremely similar, right? But this is what the Dodge dealership did. This has had the wide body for a couple years now. But now in 2020, this is finally getting the wide body. And that's what they added. And now both these customers are going to be satisfied, because it just brought this one up to where it needed to be. But they didn't take away from this one to make this one better. They just made this one better. See, and basically all they did was gave him one move and revamped him, when they should have done the exact opposite. These customers were already satisfied where they were. So all you really needed to do is give him one move and completely revamped him and got him where he needed to be. And just like a car dealership, now both the customers are happy. Because you could look at Tekken like a car dealership. And you go on there and you have, different preferences. You go to Dodge, you're going to have Hellcats, you're going to have trucks, you're going to have vans, you're going to have normal 4-door cars, you're going to have regular 2-door cars, and it's just like the character roster of Tekken. I mean, they all get gas, they all got 4 wheels, you press the gas, they go forward. They're cars, they do the same thing, just like Tekken. But it's, and in the end, it's just preference. These people they want the same horsepower and stuff like that, but it's just preference. That's it. In the end, it's just preference. All right, these are 2 characters that Eris likes in season 2. You buffed him and you nerfed him, right? But these characters are extremely similar. I don't have a taste for him, but I don't give a fuck. I'm glad these characters in the game. I wouldn't want either one of them nerfed. But watch this. Their main move is a heavy execution, good move. Good low pokes. And now this. His follow-up, up forward 4. His is nerfed. And didn't his... And his frame trap got nerfed. He is nothing but a frame trap. So you nerf his up forward 4 follow-up. He has it. You nerf his frame trap. He has a ton of frame traps. When all it is preference. That's it. This shouldn't have happened. It doesn't matter. These guys should have the same fucking tools, the same things under the hood. But you should have just gave him his new move. I like that he got buffed. I don't give a fuck. But his that while standing bullshit of every fucking low in the game could be launch punishable at him. Listen. That needs to go to 13 frames. That's bullshit. All right, that kind of like breaks the rules. But other than that, I like that where he's at right now. But why nerf him? All this does is the people who put the work in with him, this stuff's still in the game. And all it is preference of what character you want. But everybody wants the same tools. It's just preference of who you want to pick. So, okay, so how do we fix this and get it back? Well, you do it exactly like you would a business. Okay, for example, I'm a gym player. I'm not happy with what happened, and what happened was kind of bullshit. So, what I could do is, I walk up to Namco, and let's say I could reduce every single receipt that I've ever had from Tekken 1 all the way up to here because I bought all those games, and I bought all the DLCs, and I could walk up to the business and be like, Namco, this is my receipt. Here. I was satisfied with this product when I bought it, with my character. I was happy. What you guys did to it a month ago, I'm not happy with it. I understand why you did it, but doing it was wrong. I want it fixed. And you have the right to do that. The people who are not satisfied actually have the right, because this is, and Namco, it's just smart business to be like, okay, you're right. We tried it. Here's your 4-4 and your down back 4. Here it is. And then all those customers are now happy. This is just normal business. And then you could be like, call up all the Kazuya players, be like, listen, we know you've needed these things for a while. We're going to give you these new tools. Here you go. Now all they're happy. Miguel players, hey, Safety Black, we fucked up your character. We were trying something new. It didn't work out the way we intended it to. We're sorry. Here, we fixed your character. We gave it back. And all the other like characters who's been buffed, you guys get to keep your new tools. Now everybody's happy. That's just smart business. And I'm just giving you guys, let you know you have the right to do this, and you can start contacting the people with this type of information. But do it respectfully. Because remember, we're all on the same fucking team. And I'm going to put this out right now. Jin players, you can ask for your forward 4 and your down back 4 shit back. Those moves are not cheap. They're not overpowered. You're not brain dead. You don't suck for using those moves. Remember, back in the day, I used to be called cheap for using lows and throws. And then all of a sudden, the last couple of months, I'm called fucking cheap for using forward 4 and down back 4 when I've been using that shit for over a decade. No. There's nothing wrong with those moves at all. And when you ask for those things back, I promise you, nobody's going to say shit. Nobody's going to say shit. And Namco, it is the right thing to do to give those things back. But you could, and I could see somebody ask me, what, Jeremy, you can't win without them? I still beat the fucking brakes off my friends with Jin. That hasn't changed at all. It doesn't matter if I have them or not, because you can win with anybody in Tekken. It's just the right fucking thing to do. And not only that, for example, I'm going to show you. All right. In Tekken 7, I've been picking up one character slowly at a time because I'm just like everybody else. I mean, I've had jobs and shit like that and work and have other life. And one character is difficult enough. I don't do this shit for a living. And I got other shit going on. So, I mean, the next character I want to pick up is Jack again because I used to use him in Tag 2. He'll be the next one, then I'll move on. But here's 4 other of my other characters that I use, that I've been using in Tekken 7. They have the exact same fucking thing that y'all just nerfed on Jin. They have both. Alright, here's 4 other characters that have a long range, mid-kick, that only on counter hit does a full launcher. And with those characters, I don't have to commit to any fucking thing. I don't have to commit to a Zen. And Jin players, you shouldn't have to commit to a Zen. Because Jin players have had to fucking, I didn't have to use 4-4 a lot, but I'm not like Cherry Berry Mango who's fucking facing killers where he has to use a bunch of safe moves. But I want that shit back, and I want it back for the Tekken community. He's even said it didn't change the way he played it all because it's very hard to counter hit top Tekken players. And he's right. He doesn't, it hasn't changed anything for him. What you actually have hurt is the other thousands of fucking Jin players. But, yeah, but anyway, instead of this, I'm just going to show you 4 other characters got the exact same fucking move, and Jin's had to rely on this kind of stuff because he's like the only Mishima that if I do a whiff punish with his hook fist, and I drop the electric, unlike my Kazuya Hiyachi, I still get a launcher, but with Jin, I don't get a launcher. So I have to rely on other fucking tools. It's not cheap to have those fucking tools. And here's 4 other characters who have the exact same fucking thing. Nobody's going to say shit. Watch.
down back 4. Alright, Jin Kazama. Gotta play Tekken now. Can't get all your life missing from a counter hit low at range 2. You have to actually play the game. Okay.
And yes, little Majin, I'm not going to let you fucking live that one down. I mean, but you're going to have to take it with a grain of salt because I fucking roast everybody. But, I mean, Tekken characters are no different than, like, fucking, the players who use them. Okay, all it is fucking preference. Everybody wants these tools and needs these tools because when it comes down to it, in the end, everybody's going to see that it's about the mind game. It's not about the fucking characters. They should have these tools because in the end, it's still going to be about the fucking mind game. And these characters are no different than the fucking Tekken players themselves. Okay, for example, you could look at Eris and me. There is a lot of fucking similarities because we look at the game the same way. We both hate online. We like playing with our friends. We're both dickheads. We both fucking roast every single fucking person that we know. And we use the same vocabulary. We call people fucking retards. We tell them to suck dicks. And we got a fucking lot in common. If I ever met the dude, we'd probably play the game of roasting each other until somebody fucking laughs, and then whoever laughs loses. I'd probably lose because that motherfucker's funny, but we're extremely similar in a lot of things, but we have completely fucking different taste. I mean, he doesn't like Challengers, and I don't like Chargers. I like working out. I like two-door sports cars. He's about dad bods and having a four-door dad mobile that goes fast, but we both want fucking Hellcats. We just want different kinds. We just have different tastes, and that's okay. I mean, are your fucking eyes open? Just fucking look at us. Okay, so basically I just want to explain why this shit is so important. And I could say this shit through fucking through experience because I've already been through this. I've already had my own little small fucking Tekken community that's been separate from the big Tekken community, and the exact same things that were happening in my small Tekken community are happening on a much bigger scale right now because, I mean, human nature is the same. I could tell you what's going on and the way it's going to pan out, and also how it gets fixed because I've already fucking been through that. I can tell you step by step. Like right now, the mindset Namco has you've created a bigger problem for yourself. Because what has happened is you've got people complaining and on the wrong mindset of the way the game is designed and works and how people win at it. What you've done is, now I understand what you were doing. You're trying to listen to the Tekken community. The only problem was you didn't realize you were listening to the wrong people. The right people were quiet. But now we're coming out and we're speaking up. So please listen, because if you listen to me, everybody wins. But what has happened now is people they're complaining, but what you've done is you set up a scenario where all you're going to do is get more complaining. And that's what's happening in the Tekken community. And I don't need to fucking tell you, I'm sure you're getting the backlash of it. Because now people who complain are fucking justified in it. You've given trolls the power. And now they're justified. And what that's doing is causing damage in the Tekken community. And the reason this is so important is because there's a lot of people who want to see Tekken fall. And I don't want to see that. The reason I'm doing this is to bring Namco and the players and everything back together and put where it should be on a solid foundation. Everybody's on the same page, and then the Tekken community just grow from there. But from my past experiences, what it does is it causes damage and puts people in the wrong mindset, and it causes complaining and division and more complaining. Now, what will happen is if you listen and you unnerf the characters that were unjustly nerfed, you unnerf them, you leave the other characters that you buffed strong, What will happen is you'll make all those players happy, right? And there'll be a big group, and then finally, now that the stuff was taken away and was given back, all the good players will start to speak up, because you're still going to have your toxic little fucking group over here, right? But what will happen is this group will talk to this group to get their head out of their ass. Now, the ones who are in the toxic group will, who love the game and stuff like that, and you'll be able to talk some sense into them, and they'll see what they're what the good group's talking about, and what they'll do is they'll adapt, and what they'll do is they'll become better. For example, like I used to be called a cheat for doing lows and throws in my old group. Now, when I'm playing those same people, when I throw them, if I get a throw off, they get more mad at themselves that they missed the throw break, and they constantly break my throws. And the thing about it is now when they break the throws, it's doing them a service, because they feel gratified more that they broke the throw. Not that I stopped throwing them. It's that they figured out how to get around that shit. And what that's going to do is it made them better. Made them better players, put them in a better mindset, and it just helps them be better people, because, you know, with that kind of mindset, you could transfer that shit over into life. And that's what's going to happen in the big Tekken community, where everybody will start to see this, and then those ones who used to complain will see this. They'll be gratified. They'll be even more satisfied when they start to learn how to get around all the stuff that they were having trouble with and difficulty, and then start to figure out that it wasn't that they were thinking those moves were cheap, but they'll figure out, they'll be like, wait a minute, I just didn't know how to deal with it, and now I'm starting to figure it out. And it's more rewarding for them. Now they'll become part of the big good group, and that group's just going to keep growing. And then you will have your toxic little fucking group that will refuse to change no matter what anybody says. And those fucking guys, and I've seen those little fucking pieces of shits in the comments around in the Tekken community. I see those little fuckers, but what's going to happen is the justification you gave them is now taken away, and now it's been put back with the good Tekken players. And now they could turn around, and the toxic people have no more power. And if they refuse to change, eventually they'll be fucking exiled. And then all you're going to do is have a more solid, stronger Tekken community, and that's just going to keep growing and growing and growing, and it's going to make the game even more hype and more hype and more hype and more strong. And who knows where it goes from there. And what do I get in return for this? I get both my mains where they need to be. I get all my friends' mains where they need to be. I get the Tekken community happy. I get Namco's reputation even stronger than it's ever been. And everybody together, and everybody on the right mindset to start focusing on the mind games and not the characters. And to know that this is actually a chess match. And it has nothing to do with the fucking characters they have. So, it is important. And what that'll do is it's going to make the game fucking more popular. When other people start seeing this, they're going to be like, wait a minute. This really fucking hype game Tekken over here, man, it's really badass to watch. And I heard it's really hard. And I heard that the owners basically tell everybody, don't ask me for shit and to fuck off. I want to play that game. What they're going to do is they're going to come over and they're going to start playing it. And I'm like, man, this game's really fucking hard. Holy shit, I'm getting my ass kicked. What the fuck's going on? I spent all this fucking money on this crazy looking weird fucking controller that has all these buttons and shit just so I could do some of these hard fucking moves. And what you're telling me is that one of these, every single character has over 100 fucking plus moves. Not only they're so fucking difficult that I got to put all this fucking work into one character, then I have to learn all the other characters just so I could learn the fucking matchup of all their moves, and there's 45 plus fucking characters, and then even after all that, I could get mentally ass raped by somebody. You guys are fucking crazy! This will take a fucking lifetime. This will take longer than a lifetime. You guys are fucking idiot, psychotic for this fucking game. Welcome to Tekken, you little bitch.
When I hit you up, I'm talking about banging something. Chill off in your crib and half a thing, probably make this thing or something. Girl, you like my bottom, bitch. Post my bill, pay for my lawyer. Play your position when them other hoes get out of order. When you wanna give me that, you purchase a plane ticket.